Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man film to come out since Spider-Man 2. Yes, I'm saying it's better than these, and heck, it's probably better than these two classics. Now, I know what I'm saying is insane, but this Spider-Man film is the best Spider-Man film to portray Spider-Man. I realize it's not Peter Parker as the main character, but instead Miles Morales, and still it's the best Spider-Man yet. It's crazy how much I saw myself in this Spider-Man, in Miles, a person who's an outcast, not good with girls, and not knowing what to do when dire situations are at hand, like saving the multiverse. What, you're telling me you've never had a group of bad guys wanting to open a gateway to the multiverse, which then spits out different versions of yourself, in which you have to team up and get those versions of you home while saving your own universe?
Kid, listen up. This fry is your universe. It's soggy, it's weird, it's gross. And this delicious normal fry is my universe.
Okay, that may not have happened, but this movie is amazing. This movie is so great that I felt every beat of it. Literally. Movies normally have a bad time balancing pop music with orchestral music, but in this movie they balance perfectly. In fact, they help one another. And to me, music is everything in a movie. That's why I didn't like Homecoming's music, but loved Spider-Man's music. One sounded more like Spider-Man, while the other sounded bleh. And on top of that, the animation is out of this world. I felt like I was going through a comic book. It was so good. Each Spider-Man had their own animation style. Spider-Ham with a Looney Tunes type style, Penny Parker with an anime type style, and Noir with a Noir type style. The animation is explosive and alive. The colors make everything pop and make it to where you can't wait to see what comes next. And the characters, oh my god, the characters. They were so well developed that it made me invested in them instantly. And with every sad scene, I almost cried. Every emotion of the film hits. When Miles is being chased by the Prowler, I was genuinely terrified of what was going to happen. When Uncle Aaron died, I damn near cried. And even the smallest thing, like Penny's robot dying, made me teary-eyed. This piece of art was such an amazing experience. Every scene made me feel something, because that's what good art does. It makes you feel something. Miles Morales is like any other teenager. He's just trying to fit in. And I'm sure we can all relate to that in one way or another. And when he gets these new powers, he doesn't know what to do with them. And of course, he doesn't want them. Of course, he wants to be normal. And of course, he could choose to not be Spider-Man. But you know what? He chooses to be Spider-Man because he wants to help. Later on, he even gets his own Uncle Ben moment, and his own with great power comes great responsibility. Now, this isn't the only stepping stone it takes for Miles to become Spider-Man. There are two more. The love and motivation from his father and his promise to Peter Parker. Both motivate him to try to be the best Spider-Man he could be. Now, let's talk about why this Spider-Man works and why I love this movie so much. First off, this movie actually puts all the spider people in New York. They get to swing around in New York City, and it feels great. It makes it feel like a Spider-Man movie. That's where Spider-Man should be, in New York. That's his playground. And then there's Marvel putting Spider-Man in Europe or something, and I'm really upset with that, I guess. I don't know. This movie understands what it takes to be Spider-Man.
With great power comes great responsibility.
It understands and makes sure that people understand that anyone can be Spider-Man. It isn't some TASM 2 scandal where it pulls a Peter Parker is the only chosen one to be Spider-Man kind of thing. Being Spider-Man isn't a position given to someone. It isn't a power given to a certain chosen individual. It's a power that could be given to anyone, me, you, any random stranger. But it's up to the person to use those powers for good. And that's where the man aspect of Spider-Man comes from. If you choose to use these powers for good, like Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and all these fine folks, that makes you Spider-Man. That makes Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is someone that helps people no matter what. He or she will always try to find a way to do the right thing, but also try to save everybody, even if it means killing themselves to do it. And no matter how tired, how pushed, how defeated Spider-Man gets, he always gets up.
Come on, Spider-Man. Come on, Spider-Man. Come on, Spider-Man!
And in this movie, they let you know a whole lot that no matter what, Spider-Man always gets up. Because that's what it takes to be Spider-Man. That's who Spider-Man is. And this film captures that perfectly. For how high the stakes are in this movie, it focuses more on the characters and not too much on the world as ending aspect. And this movie is not afraid to show you dark themes. Like Miles' Spider-Man dies in the first, 20 minutes? This is a kid's movie. And yet this movie explores themes other Spider-Man films wouldn't dare to. You can tell the people behind Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse love Spider-Man, and it shows. You can see the love and dedication they put into this movie, into all the characters, and it makes you feel good. I haven't felt this amped up about a movie since The Amazing Spider-Man. So please, go see this movie. Support it. Show Sony we want more Spider-Man films like this, with the love and dedication of fans. Because the people who made this movie are fans, and they understand Spider-Man. Hey guys, this is Ethan, and thank you very much for actually watching this video. I'm planning on doing more stuff like this in the future, so please subscribe if you want to see what comes out next.